Adjustments. Call the meeting to order. First order of business is to approve the minutes from the last meeting. We will need a,
I make a motion.
I move approval. Second.
all righty. Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the minutes? All in favor? Motion carries. This evening, we have two public hearings, Team Leader LLC and Matthew and Kristen Herder. And we will start with Team Leader representing Texas Roadhouse Holdings. They've applied for a 15-foot variance, reducing the 25-foot front setback and build line required by the joint ordinance for the parcel known as 777 Freya May Avenue, and a 10-foot setback building line along the property edge facing Freya May Lane. The property is owned highway business. Hannah, please take it away.
Well, you pretty much covered it all. I mean, you stole my thunder there. Okay. So this is kind of the overview of their request and proposed conditions for the site. Again, they would like to request a variance on the building setback from 25 feet to 10 feet along the front line of Freya May Lane in order to construct the proposed Texas Roadhouse closer to the boundary line and provide more usable space on the site. And their proposed conditions were as follows. The current lot is going to be developed as a Texas Roadhouse restaurant. The proposed building will have 7,926 square feet, with most of the remaining site to be paved for parking. And Texas Roadhouse wants 180 plus total parking spaces on the lot. And with the revised layout, there will be two entrances in the Texas Roadhouse site, both being located on the private drive just south of Chick-fil-A. And so there will be no longer be a entrance off of Freya May Lane, or yes. And then, so this is kind of the site plan, just so you can see it. And so May Boulevard is where Chick-fil-A is located to the right, and then Freya May Lane would be the new entrance. And the vicinity map to the right is just kind of to show you where you're at. And then again, this is their new site proposed. And then these are the variance review procedures. This is also in your staff report as well, just to kind of go over the procedures and everything. And then the motions to approve or deny. And there are no staff concerns at this time.
Any staff concerns?
No.
Sir, you represent the,
Yes, my name is Douglas Gooch with AGE Engineering. I'm the engineer on the project. And I've got CJ May here with Team Leader, who's the developer on the project. We come offering a trade today. We're giving up an entrance off of Freya May, which gave your all city engineer heartburn anyway. So we are willing to, we have to give that up anyway to get the building where they'd like it. And I think, you know, what they're really after is get the building where it can be seen from the bypass, get it out at least even with Chick-fil-A's building, or maybe a little past it. But still, Freya May Boulevard is, you know, pretty much ends right there at the development. And there will probably be some development to the west of this property, but your all's tank is to the south, so not a lot more traffic on Freya May. So I think it's a safe. I think safety is not a big issue. The grade works out well to do it that way, and we think it's a reasonable request.
working hard to get all the parking spots in there, huh?
Really hard.
Yeah. What's the requirement for spaces based on the building size?
I actually don't have that information in front of me, but I can get back to you on that.
They want quite a bit more than the requirements, I can tell you that. They really like the parking.
Yeah, sure. Any questions for applicant?
I got a little confused. This variance is on Fred May?
Yes, along Freya May Boulevard, there's a front setback there that's 25 foot, and we'd like to take it down.
Cut
to
that
10 foot.
down to allow the parking pattern.
Well, yes, and it gets the building out where it can be seen from the bypass a little better too, you know. And gives us, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty similar there.
Yeah. But yes, it allows for adequate parking and gets the building out where it's got some really good visibility.
Is the, Hannah, can you go back to the, kind of the site plan? Is the gray area, is that landscaping or what is that?
No, that is a private permanent access.
Okay,
Yeah, the drives internal of the development with potential big box and stuff, they will all be privately maintained by the owners association. And so all the gray area is permanently dedicated, permanent access easements.
okay.
Yes.
But it's still driveway.
Yeah, still, oh yeah, still big drive I mean, all those private drives are 26 feet face of curb to face of curb and very adequate traffic flow. And we have two entrances in and out of, 24-foot entrances in and out of the parking lot, so hopefully everybody doesn't arrive and leave at the same time, but we should have adequate traffic flow to support the restaurant. And my clients are working to acquire some property to the rear there, and we're gonna hopefully be able to add some more parking to Texas Roadhouse if they need it. Yes.
Closer to the water tower?
It's private property just to the south there.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
What is the actual street off of the 27 like that? Did you turn at that light? Did
That
you turn-
Freya Maeve is the one that comes
Okay.
off the bypass.
Yeah.
That would be Trey's daughter's name.
Oh, okay. Is there landscaping concerns or requirements there?
No landscaping concerns. The only actually consideration that I had was the traffic consideration that we talked about and just kind of, you can see on that water tower road, we were just hoping to, yeah, right there, and that will be, that's Freya Maeve?
Freya Maeve.
That will be Freya Maeve, correct? And just to consider traffic calming, measures, because there will be development there in the future. So that was really my only, concern, really.
And so I don't know what traffic calming measures are.
Maybe like a nice roundabout, maybe just something that will help the traffic come off the bypass easier than what it is doing at Starbucks.
It's not good.
Well, they
Just make it
reworked
better
The
for-
intersection on the other side of the street, which
Yeah.
made things
Yeah,
a whole lot
and so that's
better.
what I'm trying to avoid
Well,
and
it's
maybe
not good.
something traffic
It's
calming.
better than it was.
I
Yeah,
agree.
the beauty of this development is we do not have any intersecting frontage roads.
Yeah.
Everything is built back off the right of way, so we've got pretty adequate storage, and it's three lanes of storage waiting to get out on the bypass, so I think we can handle, and we've got two other lighted intersections too, but I think we can handle the traffic flow pretty well, and eliminating the entrance that was real close to the big private entrance off of Freya Maeve will actually improve traffic flow some, I think. It gave your all's engineers some heartburn, that entrance, that close to the other entrance did, so we've eliminated that in this process.
Mr. Gooch, over here, is that a commitment then to not have a connection onto Freya Maeve in the future? Is that,
Yes.
if we made it that a condition, is the developer okay binding the property that way?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
But between that and the physical limitations of that site, we've got a 6-inch water main alongside the road there that we cannot monkey with, so
Understood.
between his agreement and physical limitations, I'm sure there will not be another one.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anybody here to speak in support of the variances? Anybody here to speak against the variances? If not, we'll close the public hearing portion and begin our deliberations here. What's that? Make that in the form of motion, sir.
Ms. Gray, when you said roundabout, where would the roundabout be?
Well, let me back up a little bit. So really, I just am hoping to consider development in the future in accordance to this, because like you said, there will be more development on the west side. So maybe off Frey Mave is what I was originally thinking, just to get the traffic from the bypass slower and easier into all of the future development that we expect to come towards that corridor.
So if the property to the west eventually develops, are you suggesting that the road into the water tower be made
Oh,
with a
no,
cul-de-sac?
no, just kind of like right off, I wish I had a laser. Right in front of that purple box, maybe just something to slow traffic down coming off the bypass in order to make it, again, better than the other. Yeah, just for future, yeah.
There's also another entrance, by the fire place right there too, that you eventually could be.
Yeah.
That doesn't tie in.
Right, it doesn't tie in there yet.
It's just something to consider for
Avenue
future
does,
Right.
of course,
development in this area.
Go Road.
The possibility of an entrance turning west right off the bypass is practically nil because you've got two major gas lines that you really don't want to monkey with. I can tell you from experience that you
Yeah.
don't. And they are in up front, yeah, they're there and there. And so the next entrance will be back at least as far south as C.J. May Boulevard and probably a little farther south because you've got to get past that second gas line. So, yeah, those will likely never connect, but the one at the fire station, I think, is likely to connect someday. But as you leave, I think what she's talking about, as you leave Freya Mave and start to branch out somewhere around about with multiple exits off as the Owens Farm develops, would make sense. And I think that that's something that can be accomplished.
You know, the frontage roads over on the Kroger side, they have those in Lexington. They're too close to the
Yeah.
highway.
Yeah, they are.
There's no room for cars to stack
Yeah.
out. Right. But we've got a substantial amount of room for stacking. You can get in line, they can get to
Yeah.
the traffic light. And that creates a lot of confusion over on the Kroger side because there's three cars coming from both directions plus this way, trying to get out to the traffic light at the same
Yeah.
time.
They've reworked that recently, and I think it's better, but it's to be determined. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Mr. May, I'm sorry, if I might ask you to go to the microphone so we get this on the record. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry.
So I think our property has much better access, ingress and egress, because we do have access to 3 traffic lights now. The other side of the road has much better visibility. So
Yeah.
I guess the whole purpose for this meeting today was that Texas Roadhouse has had some real heartburn with having to go not only back behind the knoll out front where the gas lines are, but also behind Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
So before we got a variance for the sign to go higher.
Right.
And then just before the lease was signed, they go, well, could we scoot the building over a little bit to see if we can't get some more visibility, like from the traffic light? So these tenants, they thrive on access and visibility. And
Rightfully so.
that's kind of what this is all about. But we're basically scooting the building slightly to the west, and nothing else is changing. As far as parking is concerned, I would say they will have nearly twice, maybe more than twice, the amount of parking that's required under your codes. I don't know where all these people sit when they get inside, but they're going to have access to close to 200 parking spots.
Would be a welcome addition to town. Anybody got any other questions? Lonnie, I think you said something about,
I'm trying to figure out how I can word it.
I assure you, however you word it, somebody else will word it better. Right, sir?
No such representation, but I can suggest that if the board is inclined to make a motion to approve, you might offer a justification that this variance allows the building to be consistent with the setback of nearby buildings to allow for visibility of a commercial enterprise. And it comes with the conditions of agreeing not to have an entrance off of Freya Mave and also that it will comply with all other provisions of the zoning ordinance except where variances are granted.
That's what I was thinking.
I'll make a motion exactly what Henry just said.
Second.
Oh, okay. Thought that was a question. Any other questions, comments, concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? You good? All right. Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah, have a good day.
So the lease was signed, so we're not coming back, okay?
Wait a minute, you said this was part of the signing the lease. Did we just do this? I'm just joking.
If you do, bring us some coupons.
That's what I was gonna say.
Thank you, sir.
Break coupons back, will you?
All right, next on our public hearing list is Matthew and Kristen Herder. They've applied for a conditional use of a short-term rental at 1990 Wells Landing Road. And I don't want to say too much, and let Hannah take it away.
Sorry. Yes, exactly what you said. So he is remote today. Yes. So Matt and Kristen Herder have applied for a conditional use of a short-term rental at 1990 Wells Landing Road. And the property to the left is zoned ag, and then to the right is just the PBA. I'll show you where it's at. And these are the conditions of approval. So a short-term rental is conditionally approved under ag. And these are just some of the criteria continued. And these are the surrounding short-term rentals around that location. This is Airbnb, and then the next one is,
Slow down.
sorry.
Mr. Herder, are you able to hear us?
It's this road right here, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's Wells Landing Road is
Right.
the shape,
Just a moment.
yeah. And really, I just wanted to show you kind of the surrounding lake house Airbnbs, essentially, just to see if there were many around that area. But this is the VRBO as well. And you can, this is really just to see that in that area, there's not really a lot of VRBO. And then, sorry. But the only traffic considerations for this property was that Wells Landing Road is a narrow dead-end road with minimal traffic and backs to Dix River. But the site can be accessed from both the road and the river, but a gravel parking area in the front yard can accommodate 2 to 3 vehicles. Yeah. But there were no other staff concerns at this time.
And who is remote?
This is Matt Herder, so he
Okay.
is the applicant.
Okay, thank you. Sir, do you have some comments today you'd like to make?
Only if you have questions. Like I said, I can barely hear you. So, and for one, I appreciate you allowing me to zoom in. So it saved me a 6-hour drive. So I appreciate that. So
Hold on just a minute.
Mr. Herder, could you repeat that, please?
oh, I just said I appreciate you allowing me 2 teams in. It saved me a 6-hour drive. So, and I don't know if that was Hannah talking. So was she the one that was presenting and explaining the details?
If you don't mind starting over, we couldn't hear anything you said till just a minute ago.
Mr. Herder, the Chair Sutherland has asked you to repeat any statement you'd like to offer today.
No, I just mentioned that the space in that area is, I think our house actually allows more than that. I think there were pictures taken I think the way our layout is, it actually would allow for probably 4 or 5 cars. However, based on our house size, there's only 2 bedrooms. So I think there's more than enough adequate parking in front of the house for that. So, I mean, that would be my only additional comments.
How many bedrooms did you say? 2 bedrooms?
It's only a 2-bedroom house.
And how many proposed guests at one time?
How many guests proposed?
So we were limiting it to 4.
I think that's consistent with our ordinance 4.
Oh, thank you.
Guest room.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I have a few questions.
Go ahead.
Does the ordinance require the parking to be screened?
I believe it does, but it's not specific on what type of screening, so I believe it does have to be screened.
Yeah,
And I
Yeah, we
really-
talked about this at the last meeting. Or
yeah. I would suggest that the fence on the right side facing the property needs to be repaired. And that, I don't know what they could do to screen the other side of the parking, but maybe something that looks a little better. I'm not sure I'd make that a requirement. Also, I want to know how the owner is going to ensure that the renters actually follow the rules and are not a burden to their neighbors.
Mr. Herder, do you need me to repeat Board Member Brown's
Yes,
comments?
yep.
Okay, so
Yes.
first he brought up the fact that parking areas under our ordinance are required to be screened. And so, that's going to require you coming up with a solution on one side. On the other side where there's a fence, that fence needs to be repaired. And then his other question was what measures you're able to take to ensure that your renters follow the house rules.
So again, I mean, we have really good neighbors out there, and so I want to be the good neighbor. So it's one of those things. I will also follow Airbnb rules, and I will ensure that my renters stay within those guidelines. And I am going to be strict on the number of people that I rent to, and ensure that they stay within the numbers allowed. So. Again, this is a personal residence to me. I mean, we bought this as kind of a weekend getaway for my family. This is a smaller house, and I don't want it to be a party house. So, since it is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, I mean, it is not set up as a party house. So, I mean, I don't intend to rent it to a party crowd. So, I mean, my goal is to rent it to like a single family. I mean,
Will you have anyone locally to check on the status of the property?
so actually one of my next door neighbors is going to oversee the management of the property while I'm not there. It is actually the neighbor immediately to the right, so.
Okay, that's all my.
So that would be the contact person, if anything should ever happen, that would be the person that would have to be contacted?
Correct, and that is actually Mary Sorge, Mark and Mary Sorge.
Any other questions? Anybody here tonight to speak in support?
I own the horse farm that's directly across the street from it.
Please state your name, ma'am.
Pamela Moss,
Thank you.
and the property's 1993 Wells Landing Road. Directly across the street, it's the horse farm with the paddock right in front of it. And that was my concern, was that it wasn't a party house, because I have expensive thoroughbred mares and babies on my farm. And currently, I have 2 mares and babies in that front paddock that's directly across the street from it. So I can't have people out there blowing off fireworks and loud noise, beer cans floating around, and we've been there for 17 years, we've seen a lot. So I just want to make sure that the guidelines will be followed and we won't have any problems, because horses will go through fences when stuff like that happens.
Yeah. Just a quick overview. If this is approved tonight and there are concerns, you'd have to address them to the zoning board,
Okay.
the zoning office, and file a complaint. And at
I
some
mean, we should
point,
be fine. I don't have a problem with it,
Yeah.
as long as, like this gentleman said, he didn't design it to be a party house. So, you know, that should be not a problem.
if they consistently broke rules, then their conditional use permit would be revoked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anybody else here to speak in support of?
Yeah, hi, Debbie Bruce. I am at 2000 Wells Landing, so just a few doors down. You know, obviously Pam's one of our neighbors. We have the same concern, you know. I think none of us really want that to be a party street. I know in the past it may have had a reputation for a party street, and we are on the exact opposite, right? So that's a lot of why we're there and trying to kind of change things. So yeah, I just wanted to say that, you know, as nearby neighbors, we do support that moving forward. Yeah. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Anybody else here to speak in favor?
It's a quiet community. Our street is a very quiet, peaceful community. Most everybody, like all of these folks, we all live there 24/7, 365 days a year. It's not the type of lake property where most people come on the weekends and you don't see them the rest of the time, but everybody's here all the time. So we just want to keep it the way that it is.
Sure, thank you.
Yes, I have a question. Is anyone here, the person that he's talking about that will be watching over the house while he's not there?
She's not here.
Okay.
We know. David Weistroffer, 2040 Wells Landing Road. We don't live here permanently yet, but we've built a big home there that we plan on, we're trying to sell another home right now. And then we've bought 3 additional properties on Wells Landing Road too. So our plan was also to have short-term rentals, but we all live there. We live right on the property or right adjacent to the property that we're planning on doing the short-term rental with. So we kind of all look out for one another, and we love Pam's horses, so we would never let, you know, anything happen to them by any means. So she's actually directly across the street from us. So, yeah, so we are definitely in support and hope that it passes because it's kind of what we're all looking to do. I feel like we have better control of who comes in and we can monitor who's there versus what Pam has dealt with for the past however many years with so many different people coming in and renting even long-term. We've had some pretty rough crowds down there, so.
Thank you. Anybody else here to speak in support of the applicant? Anybody here to speak against it? Got to give you the option. Being none, we will then close the public hearing portion and see what we can come up with here. No, Jim had discussed.
Well, I would like to see something that says the fence will be repaired.
It does look like it's leaning a bit there.
It's leaning over, yeah.
So I have a question. Who does the fence belong to? Does it belong to that property? Because the posts are on this side and the planks are facing the neighbors, so that tends to say that the neighbor actually owns that
I think
fence.
so too.
Well, that's
So
not
it's
the
not
way
his
we-
responsibility to
I
repair
know
the
I'm not
fence.
there anymore, but that's not the way we built fences in California, okay?
Yeah, we ain't
That's not
Hey,
the
you-
way my neighbors.
Toto, you ain't in Kansas no
That's
more either.
not, that's not the way my neighbors in Streamland build fences.
They built it
They
wrong.
put the frame of the fence on their side of the fence and the planks on the neighbor's side.
Do
So
y'all
I'm
know whose fence
assuming,
belongs to?
I'm assuming that the,
say it's Mark and Mary's.
Martin Mary Sorge, Mary, who oversees this property, who's the property manager for this property. So that's not gonna be an issue as far as repairing that fence. I do have a question on the screening.
If you don't mind,
Yes.
make your comments at the microphone.
On the screening portion, because we are all kind of looking at that Airbnb option with adjacent properties that we own. Is that screening, can we do that with landscaping? It doesn't have to be an actual fence.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's just on either side of the parking area?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
If they wanted to cut that fence back a little bit and put some shrubs, like arborvitae or something like that.
Sure.
that'd be-
Okay.
yeah.
And if you, because my driveway is directly across from the yellow house. And I have a big entranceway with a sign up, and it's a large driveway. If he will make sure that they realize that that is not parking space, where it is limited in front of the yellow house, but my driveway is directly in front of it, and I don't wanna come out, I have horse trailers in and out of there periodically. I don't wanna find miscellaneous cars parked in the driveway.
And I'm sure that can be taken care
That's
of in the
happened before,
rules
too.
of the Airbnb.
Yeah, that's happened before too. We've had to go knocking on doors, saying, you
Trying to
gotta move
find
your
a car.
car, you know?
Hey, for future reference, be careful mentioning signs here. I'm just warning you.
I will say, if I may, I want to note that he said there would be room for like 4 to 5 cars, but if there's only 4 residents allowed in the Airbnb, there should only be 4 cars max, or 2 cars max, so, yeah, that's it.
The requirement is a parking spot for each guest room, so it anticipates 2 cars.
Yeah.
Minimum.
So how about if we max of 2 cars with landscaping on both sides of the property for some screening?
Yes.
Any other conditions anybody can think of? Just make sure it's for a maximum of 4 guests. Is that another stipulation we can add in there?
That's a requirement of the ordinance, which we can clarify in this motion. I wondered, Hannah, if you were interested in having the name of the on-site contact and contact information provided to the office. Is that something?
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely, that'd be great.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said, Henry.
Having the name and contact information for the on-site contact person provided to the zoning office.
thank you, Henry.
Mr.
Good
Herder,
morning.
can you hear us?
Do we need to address her driveway or let
Okay, so
Airbnb?
we've talked about
What's that?
Do we need to address her
We've talked
driveway or
about
let Airbnb?
2-car maximum.
I think that could be a stipulation in the Airbnb. It's not something that we need
You're
to,
okay with these as
Okay.
conditions?
I am.
Okay.
does the applicant say he was all right with those?
He did.
Sounds like we got a nice set of conditions going. Anybody have anything else to add to that? Would anybody like to grab those and bundle them up and make them in the form of a motion?
Well, with my concerns addressed, I'll move approval
Thank you, sir.
with Henry's magic.
The addition required by the ordinance is that we make a specific finding that the number of guest rooms won't adversely affect the surrounding properties. And I think in this case, the size of the house is not conducive to its use as a party house, which was the neighbor's concern. So would you like to include that as a finding?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sounds like a wonderful motion. Anybody care to second
So
that?
moved.
Mike? Any further discussion? Just never know. All in favor? No opposition? Thank you, sir. Thank you all for being here tonight. Good luck on yours.
Thank you, Mr. Herder. I'm going to shut this down.
By the way, we appreciate the presence of the people that commented.
Yeah. That concludes the public hearings for this evening. Show no old business. Is there any new business for tonight?
Not today?
Anybody like to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Whoa, Lonnie. Full of energy now. Seconded by Willie. All in favor? Please exit the building.